that denial of reservation should be treated as atrocities against the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and backward class, and bring in a constitutional amendment. So any person who denies reservation, he should be punished and treated as an atrocity against the community. So I would also request the conference that this also be taken into consideration when resolutions is being passed. During the caste survey, it was found that 20.47 lakh government jobs are there totally in Bihar. 20.47 lakh government jobs are there. Out of this 20.47 lakh government jobs, 6.41 lakhs are given to the upper caste. 6.41 lakhs are given to the upper caste, which means they are occupying 33% of the government post. Everywhere I speak about this caste census, I used to tell that with one voice, we should ask for a caste census. Dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Justice Virendra Singh Yadav, ex-Judge Allahabad High Court, founder Samajik Chetna Foundation Nias, Judge Nagvi, Professor Suraj Mandal, Professor Ratan Lal, Professor Rajendra Verma, my brothers and sisters who have come here to participate in this function, press and media. Vanakkam to you all. It is indeed a great privilege to be one among you to participate in this function. The function is for the social justice, and today the topic of the social justice is importance of Mandal Commission in caste census in the social justice. Friends, every now and then I used to participate in these types of meetings, and I used to tell everyone, every audience who have come here that, look, the government started robbing our reservations. The government is attempting to take away reservation through backdoor methods. Dr. Ambedkar, he brought and gave reservation through the Constitution. But gradually, under the guise of interpretation of Constitution, the reservation that was given in right hand, now the reservation is taken away through the left hand by the government. Friends, you all know that the creamy layer system is now being adopted to see that the reservation that is given to us is taken away. The creamy layer system is nothing but a judge-made law. What Ambedkar gave through the Constitution, it is now taken away by the executive under the guise of criteria. Now, what happened by this creamy layer system? Can the social backwardness can be changed merely because you are holding positions in the society? The creamy layer concept which is introduced sees to that if you are complying with certain criteria, then your family members will not be entitled to get reservation. When I started to Lucknow, I had a conference in the afternoon. About 8 or 10 students who have written UPSC examination for IAS and who have passed out successfully, they were not given appointments. The reason is creamy layer. Now what they are doing is, through the creamy layer is, if your parents are earning your salary, that salary will not be taken into account for determining the creamy layer for the OBCs. Even agriculture income will not be included in the creamy layer. But what now UPSC doing is, if the candidate's father is earning by way of a salary, and the total income exceeds 8 lakhs, then the UPSC is selling today that, look, under the creamy layer, you will not be entitled to get reservation. Now friends, see this. Who gave you to determine the economic backwardness? What is the other backward classes? They are socially backward. They are socially and educationally backward. Once you are entitled for a reservation because of the constitutional amendment, how can the executive take away the reservation that is conferred on you by birth by showing that you are not fulfilling the criteria? Today the whole problem is the backward class, which we fought because of the Mandal Commission report, how Mandal toiled himself, gone length and breadth of India. He conducted lot of meetings. He would have visited 400 odd districts. He collected all the data. He gave a recommendation. The recommendation was accepted by the government very belatedly. It was kept in the cold storage. You all know, in 1990 only it was implemented. Now, after giving reservation, now what are you doing? You are coming at my back and hitting on my head, saying that creamy layer will prevent you from getting reservation. By birth, we are socially and educationally backward. I am asking one question to myself. What happened to Mr. Ramnath Govind? Mr. Ramnath Govind, he was a President of India. Was he allowed inside the Puri Jagannath temple? Please tell me. Sir, anyone can you tell me whether he was allowed inside? He was not allowed inside. So the social stigma still continues on a person by birth. If you go to the Parliament or if you go to the Secretariat of the central government, please see who are all in the secretary position. In secretary position, all the upper caste are sitting as the secretary to the government. They are completely controlling. Can any lower caste get this position, highest position. So therefore, when reservation is given, because of you being kept away from the mainstream for very many generations, generation after generation, you were suppressed, you were not given fair opportunity in education, you were not given fair opportunity in employment. Therefore, to compensate that, they gave you this reservation. Now, when that reservation is given for a caste and community, how can you now, by introduction of creamy layer, take away that reservation? Friends, I am telling you, is the right time that we should not accept the creamy layer. This creamy layer is going to destroy the entire concept of reservation. Now, the 7-judge bench of Supreme Court has held that creamy layer is applicable to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Now, what will happen to scheduled caste and scheduled tribe? Merely because one person gets some position, high position, does it mean his stigma which he has come to him by way of his caste or community will go away? How can this be allowed? Therefore, it is a high time that we all stand up and oppose the creamy layer. In Tamil Nadu, we never implemented the creamy layer. Tamil Nadu government never implemented the creamy layer. We have said, we don't want creamy layer at all. By birth, we are entitled for reservation. That is how our attitude should be. That is how we should give a pressure to the union government. Therefore, we should ask the union government to bring a constitutional amendment and see to that this creamy layer concept is entirely abolished. This would be my first request even to the conference, social justice conference. They are going to make out certain resolution. I would request you, sir, that there should be a resolution. Let us abolish this creamy layer either for the OBC or for the scheduled caste or the scheduled tribe. We don't want creamy layer. Number 2 is, friends, this is about the caste census. Today we have 27% reservation. How we got 27% reservation? Because of the census that was taken in 1931. This government is very allergic to the British. But they are very happy to have a British census. 1931, when Britishers were ruling our country, they took the caste census. On that basis, 27% reservation was given by Mr. B.P. Mandal through his report. That was accepted by the government in 1990 and that has been implemented. Of course, in education, 2006, the Act came and till today, more than 95, 96 years old census we are relying upon. Why they are avoiding caste census? Why the government is avoiding caste census? If the caste census is taken up, tomorrow the OBC population will be more. We are about 80% strength in entire India. If this 80% strength is there, then the reservation that the government has to give to the OBC community will be more than 50%. So that is the reason why they are not doing this caste census. Because of not doing the caste census, we do not know the population. many of them are not able to give reservation in the local bodies. Many state governments, even though there is a constitutional amendment, 1994 the constitutional amendment came, till today we are not able to give reservations to the local bodies because we don't have an empirical data. If we have an empirical data, then you have to give reservation in the local bodies. You have to give more reservation to the backward class. So that is why the government doesn't want to do this caste census. In fact, earlier they conducted a caste census in 2011 to 2015 at the cost of 4,800 crores. That caste census details is sleeping in the cupboard of Niti Aayog chairman. The caste census clearly says 98.87% the data collected is genuine. But the government is fearing that if we take the caste data and allow it to be examined, then we have to give reservation to the OBCs more than 50%. And that is the reason they are not allowing the caste census to be published. Therefore, friends, we should, with one voice, everywhere I speak about this caste census, I used to tell that with one voice, we should ask for a caste census. We should clearly send a signal, send a message to the central government, to the union government, that look, this is our birthright. We need a correct share. We need a correct representation. We need a correct representation in the education as well as in the employment. Do the caste census and give the details. If you are not doing the caste census, publish the caste census which you have already taken between 2011 to 2015. Let all the people be benefited by this caste census. That should be our slogan. With one voice, we should tell the people in Delhi who are having a deaf ears that caste census is very much imminent and please conduct it. Therefore, this caste census should also be one of the resolutions. So I would request the conference, the person who is going to prepare the resolution to kindly take note of this. Friends, the other problems, you all know that Bihar government by itself, it did the caste census. It is not called a caste census, it is a caste survey. But what happened after so much of money went into the caste survey? The court quashed it. During the caste survey, it was found that 20.47 lakh government jobs are there totally in Bihar. 20.47 lakh government jobs are there. Out of this 20.47 lakh government jobs, 6.41 lakhs are given to the upper caste. 6.41 lakhs are given to the upper caste, which means they are occupying 33% of the government post. Now, this 6.41 lakhs who have been given these jobs, in the total population in Bihar, they are only 15%. The pathetic survey report says that backward class and scheduled caste, scheduled tribe forms 80%. They are actually getting 1/3 of the government jobs. Now kindly see, in Bihar this caste survey was done. When survey was done, they have found out that upper caste is getting 33%, whereas backward class, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe who are forming 80%, they are getting only totally 1/3 of the reservation. Now, this data when collected, this was taken to the court and court said, no, I will not accept. You can't give reservation beyond 50%. Therefore, I will quash it. You can't take any census as that power is vested with the central government. I will quash. So therefore, they quashed the reservation. Now the matter is pending for the Supreme Court. Therefore, even if the state are independently doing this caste survey, still the courts are not allowing them. The court are not recognizing them. Therefore, time has come where caste census has to be completed. Only when caste census is being done, then only we can get this actual reservation which we are entitled. So therefore, I would request that the conference deliberate on this caste census and see to that the reservations are properly given to the deserving persons. Yet another problem is, I have seen that in IIM, in ICAR, in IIT, the reservation are not given properly to the faculty. Either they don't fill up the vacancies, or what they do is, they say it's a flexible cadre. I have never heard about flexible cadre. Now they started saying flexible cadre, flexible reservation, lateral entry. Lateral entry is a backdoor entry. A person who enters into the service, he will be waiting for his opportunity. But suddenly a person will come at the back door, he has no reservation, he will be a forward caste candidate, he will march over the other person who is already there and waiting for his reservation. So in these institutions, the reservations are not properly implemented. So I would urge that in this conference, let us ask the union government to appoint a monitoring committee to see that the reservations are properly implemented in these institutions of excellence, the higher institutions like IIT, IIM and ICAR, and follow the reservations. So I would urge that in this conference, this also should be taken into consideration. Apart from that, I have seen that the reservation is not granted in the promotions. Promotions, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe alone reservations are given. For OBCs, no reservations is given in promotions. So I will also urge that we should ask the central government to give reservations in the promotions also. That should also be taken into consideration. Whatever may be, as I said, this creamy layer robs the reservation. Apart from that, they are not implementing the reservation. How to check? On one hand, you are not implementing the reservation. On other hand, under the pretext of creamy layer, you are taking away reservation. Therefore, I would say, only if denial of reservation is considered as an atrocities against the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and OBCs, and that atrocities, a punishment is fixed on the director of the institution or the head of the department, we can't implement the reservation. Therefore, I would say that denial of reservation should be treated as atrocities against the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and backward class, and bring in a constitutional amendment. So any person who denies reservation, he should be punished and treated as an atrocity against the community. So I would also request the conference that this also be taken into consideration when resolutions is being passed. Therefore, to sum up, the only way that we can fight is we stand united. But today, the whole problem is we are majority in number, but when it comes to our fighting for our rights, we become minority. Therefore, I would only urge all of you that join hands in this fight to see that our rights are properly appreciated by the Union government. I would thank Justice Virendra Singh Yadav, who have organized this program, and I should thank many of them who had worked, even Mahendra Mandal and many of his friends. I could see them who have seen to that this program goes on successfully. Thank you very much.